This episode of the Alt Show podcast is brought to you by Luthier Watches. If you're looking for stylish watches for musicians by musicians, then look no further than Luthier Watches. I have finally got my hands on the new black edition. Obviously, all of my clothes are black, so bringing out an all black design is the perfect match for my little emo heart. But honestly, all of their designs are gorgeous. They're also chic with a minimalist look, which I am all about. Featuring the Luthier branding, which is just about the most elegant outline of a guitar I have ever seen. They're designed by a guitarist, and they even come with a Luthier branded guitar pick, which is such a nice little touch. Head over to luthierwatches.co.uk or follow them on Instagram at luthier_watch_co and check out all of those great designs. That's luthierwatches.co.uk or luthier_watch_co on Instagram. Luthier Watches, watch designs that hit the right notes for every day. Hello, welcome back to the Alt Show podcast with me, Chris. How are we all doing? Well, last week was my Burn It Down preview, and a mere 2 days after that release, Burn It Down dropped a huge announcement. With just 3 weeks to go, they have announced they're adding an extra day. What is an already absolutely stacked weekend now is going to start on Thursday with the addition of Bob Vylan headlining. We recorded that interview literally on Friday, less than a week before the announcement. How Matt managed to not spill anything is actually amazing. But I'd have so many more questions if we were doing it now. Maybe we need a quick follow-up episode, little mini episode, who knows. I cannot wait to see how that Thursday is going to line up, though. You've got Bob Vylan is the only announcement so far, but with only 3 weeks to go, it is going to be interesting to see who else they've got on that lineup with such short notice. I'm hoping for a day of some real underground up-and-coming artists, maybe, and a little sprinkle of a couple of big names. Either way, I'm already going down on a Thursday, so I'm pumped. Anyway, on to this week's show, and a band I actually first saw at Burn It Down, High Regard. I have been following High Regard for a few years now, and it's been great to see a DIY band doing such cool things. From playing Burn It Down, they've done 2000 Trees, a couple of good tours as well. It's just such an exciting time for them. Obviously, Dead to Me was the track that kind of put them on the map, but they've just been getting better and better with every release, and it feels like they're really hitting that sweet spot now. The next 12 months are going to be really exciting. Well, let's just get straight into it, shall we? Here's episode 16 of the Alt Show podcast. And I'm pleased to be joined by High Regard.
Hi.
How you guys doing?
Yeah, good, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, very good, thanks. Do you want to go around and introduce yourselves?
I'm Georgia. I'm the singer-songwriter in High Regard.
I'm Matt. I play bass in High Regard.
Amazing. So I've been following you guys for a few years now, but for anyone new, tell us a little bit about High Regard.
So we're like pop rock or alt rock, and we've been going since around 2020. And yeah, we've recently done some more festivals. We've got a headline tour coming up this year, so it's all been going pretty well, I think.
Good. So it's 2020, you said you guys started. What's that, like 5 years ago now? Right. Was it like sort of a COVID aftermath sort of thing?
Yeah, right in the middle of COVID when we had not much to do, we decided to start the project, obviously. So nice. Yeah, we can't really count the first couple of years. So probably like 2022, 2023.
I mean, important for getting together though, so it counts.
Yeah, for sure.
So, what was that? Sorry?
I was just going to say 2023, I think, is when I joined. So I'd count that as a good starting point.
That's the real start. So you said sort of like pop rock, alt rock. You sort of got that sort of emo post-hardcore sound as well. That's really coming back at the moment. What sort of band sort of got you to that? Like, what have you been listening to sort of get to that point?
I think like probably quite a lot of different random influence for it over the years. My main sort of bands that started me off would probably be Sleeping with Sirens, Bring Me the Horizon. They were big gateway bands for me. But throughout the years, I remember I found Dream State through Dreambound, like back on YouTube. Go now, and it's really cool because like we speak to Dream State quite often now at festivals. Jesse's lovely, so it's so weird, like that full circle moment. But yeah, they were definitely a big inspiration. Like they did it so well. I love like what they were releasing. So yeah, definitely an inspiration there.
Yeah, I think a lot of those bands you're suggesting, you could definitely sort of hear the influence in the music. So perfect.
What about you? You're a bit different to me, aren't you?
Yeah, I had a sort of in at the deep end introduction to music. I wasn't really all that into music at all until a few friends told me I was going to be like a metalhead, basically. And one of my friends at school gave me his old iPod, I think it was his one, and then just put a bunch of songs on it and went, "This is going to be your musical education." So we had
Amazing.
Slipknot, All Hope Is Gone, like the early Bullet for My Valentine albums, and like a whole array of music. And so just be walking to and from school listening to that was my introduction into becoming a music fan.
Amazing. I think I was a similar sort of thing, actually. Yeah. But this is back sort of before the internet, or before I had the internet. And I remember a friend of mine just like burnt me a CD of like all the stuff that was on Kerrang at the time. And that basically just got me into it. So similar vibes.
Sorry if you can see a dog
That's
intrude.
fine. There's nothing wrong with the extra. So yeah, I can't remember how I sort of first found you guys, but I do remember obviously "Dead to Me" being the track that I think really made people sort of take notice. Did you sort of think that would be the one that kind of launched you, or how did that sort of all feel and come about?
Yeah, I think we had. The thing is, we were playing Dead to Me probably a year or more. Probably a year. Sorry, she just wants to be involved. Probably a year or longer before we actually released it. So I think we had a really good feeling, and we were like, yes, like lots of people coming up of the show and being like, "Is that last song released? Like, it's so catchy. I really like it." So yeah, definitely good vibes. But think about after a year of playing it, we were like, "Oh, so tired of this song now." Like, obviously, there's bands that play like their biggest hits for like 20 plus years, so they must be
Yeah.
completely sick of their songs. But yeah, I think we knew it was going to do well, or we hoped at least. So
Yeah, it was nice to gig it for that long because it went through like an evolution on that. I think the main like bones of the song stayed pretty true to how they were on the first ever demo, but we probably played it live in like 3 or 4 different structures and different like I don't know, structures is probably the only sort of way that it would have evolved. I think maybe a slight bridge change and stuff here and there just to see how it fit with the set.
Sorry. Hold on. Sorry.
Yeah, I think that's a good thing about playing songs live before they've come out is that you get to find the bits that people are really vibing with and the bits that you think maybe need a little bit of tweaking. So definitely a good opportunity to be playing that.
Yeah, absolutely, and it worked we can say quite well now. I think we sort of got it to the point where we were like, this is great, and then putting Charlie on to do a verse just sort of helped put it onto more people's radars, and I think give it the attention that it deserved at the time.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
I think that's what you want when you've got a really good song. You just sometimes you just need the right people to see it. It's a thing which is such a hard thing to do.
Yeah, I think we wanted to release that video. I don't know if you've just said, but through Dreambound as well, which again was like a full circle moment from like being a young teenager watching bands on Dreambound. So that was like really cool. So I think that helped with the exposure for it as well, probably.
I think it was quite good timing as well because I remember you were a last minute addition to Burn It Down. What, like 2 weeks later, something like that?
Gosh, I think it was the week off we got asked to play, right?
Yeah.
I think someone dropped out on like the Tuesday or something and you guys got added.
Yeah, that was really cool, but a bit stressful, wasn't it?
Yeah, we didn't have a drummer when we accepted the offer. But, like, we knew of the festival and we were talking to Jamie about plans for 2024 it would have been, and we were like, well, the festival we would want to do next year would be Burn It Down. So then when the offer came through to do it that year, we were like, okay, yes, we're accepting. Let's figure out how we're going to make it work afterwards. So then that was when Jeff got the phone call to be like, how quickly can you learn a full set?
Yeah, I think as well, because Jamie was our manager at the time, who was As Everything Unfolds drummer.
Oh, yeah.
They were playing that year as well. And I think we messaged and we were like, ticked it off like a week or so later. Like we ticked off the goal. Nice. gonna be playing to see you there.
Definitely convenient that they were already there as well.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
it was like having your older siblings at the school already. So
Yeah.
we were walking around and we bumped into knife brides who like we know much better now and they're lovely people, but they
Yeah.
we're like, should we go up and say hi to people? Like, or we don't want to go seem like I like don't want to seem over the top when I go up and meet people. So it was an intense sort of change going into that green room after some like not really having that experience beforehand as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty
A
sure.
bit more comfortable with it now, though.
Yeah,
Yeah, a bit more. For sure. I think there's a podcast, or it might even be like a video somewhere where we were doing like an interview and the whole of AEU came in behind and just started singing Dead to Me. So there's probably just some audio somewhere.
Amazing. That's definitely a way to shake off the nerves.
Yeah, for sure. Like a mates fest in the end, wasn't it?
yeah.
Love it, love it. And obviously, yeah, Dead to Me is still a mainstay in the set list as well.
Of course, it is normally right at the end. So
Yeah.
it has to be.
Yeah. Well, obviously, talking of Burn It Down, over the last few years, you've played some big shows. Obviously, played Burn It Down twice now. 2000 Trees, you toured with Lake Malice as well. Any sort of particular highlights from the past few years? I mean, all of the above, basically.
Yeah. I think you've nailed it. I think I always look back if I have to recall like a memory from gigging, it normally lands on a festival. I think doing 2000 Trees on a forest stage, like looking out there was quite surreal because you can see all the way to the back.
Yeah.
Which was our first time doing an outdoor stage as well. So you can see all the way up the hill and like throughout our set it was just full of people. We're like, this is a crazy number of people to be stood in front watching us. So that one I always sort of go back to as like a wow, what a moment, I think.
Amazing. I think that's the good thing with the forest as well. I know, obviously, I went this year and it was so hot, so that like I saw some bands in the forest that I probably wouldn't like, maybe wouldn't have otherwise. But like, if you sort of everyone goes there because it's a little bit cooler and you know the music's going to be good, so the amount of new fans that you're going to pick up from sort of that experience is amazing.
Yeah, for sure. Like I think loads of people say that it's their favorite stage just because the vibes are so good there, aren't they?
It's like it's iconic, isn't it? Like, I mean, how many festivals can say we've got a stage in the middle of a load of trees?
Yeah. So cool.
Now, I don't know why so many of my interviews always end up talking about TikTok. Probably obsessed, I don't know. But you guys sort of seem to cover like all the bases on TikTok. You got the sort of the interest and the funny, a bit of everything. The ones I always think of is the in-ear mix. I remember seeing that one. So now I use IEMs, but I don't play to track or anything. So to me, and I imagine everyone else, it's really cool to see the sort of behind the scenes sort of thing. What sort of like what made you think to post it, and like what made you think that this is interesting content as well? Or is it just a bit of luck? See what happens.
I think Tom's got to take most of the credit for that one.
Yeah,
he is our in band techie. So
yeah, I think it's one that we take for granted. Like we spoke to bands. I think we took a lot of the inspiration in how we set it up from As Everything Unfolds, and I think they learned a few lessons in turn from Holding Absence. So it's like a rite of passage that gets handed band to band, and we're like, we find it so valuable and so interesting. There's going to be loads of other kids out there starting bands or bands already established who don't know it's an option, because we've gone through so many iterations of how we would set it up, whereas just the drummer on a click track and the rest of us follow them, and then sort of developing it and building on it as money allows into the full rig. So we knew people would be interested in it, and we talk to people at gigs all the time who are like, oh, like, what do you hear on stage? I think they expect that we'll hear a similar mix to what's going in front of house. But I don't know any time I'll be able to get that much clarity out of my like but they're often really interested in that. So you think, well, if people are interested in it when I'm talking to them, then we can use on TikTok.
Yeah, exactly.
Really well, yeah.
Yeah, like obviously, some people might just be like, I don't care, but it's quite a niche thing that, like me personally, I was just like, this is really cool. Like you're getting the instructions, like it's a nice way to pull back the curtain in a way. Because like I said, I didn't know that people sort of had the instructions and like the count into the verse or whatever. Like really, really cool thing.
Yeah, I think one of the most valuable things that came from that, because we've done a lot of changes to how the Siri voice is since then.
Yeah,
I think trial and error, you find that most of the time he starts speaking when you want to speak, and that's really annoying.
puts you off.
Yeah, but now I think the best one is we don't really have much in between. It's mainly just how long the gap is, because obviously when you're running off, we don't have any triggers or anything, so we're running off of like a set time, which is great because we know how long our set is. But
Yeah.
when you interact and things, it can be a bit like you don't want to start a sentence and then the song starts. So
Yeah.
it's handy. He's like, you've got 60 seconds here, so you know how many sentences you can kind of fit in.
Nice. Yeah, you said about you wouldn't get as much clarity. I did see. Was it today you posted your story about not having a great sound, or was it only mono or something? Your in ears.
Yeah, so it's the gear that we've been using is a bit of patchwork. I know most bands can relate to not really having the funds to buy everything that they would like to. So we've just been adapting it and adding to it as we go. And what we have is really good, and it's like no slights to like the manufacturers or anything, but it's sort of you want to keep leveling it up and building on it.
Yeah, and you notice when there's a difference when someone else has a better one. You're like, oh yeah, that's actually I can see the difference now.
Yeah, going like around club shows. So our last tour was Sign Kicks. We're going around a bunch of different venues, and then every night you're sort of having a different challenge or like nuisance crop up that you need to then adapt to. And then you're thinking, oh, if we had this bit of kit, we wouldn't have to stress about this as much. And then you're thinking, is it worth spending a ridiculous sum of money to improve our quality of life by just a tiny degree?
Yeah.
You sort of make do with what you've got. But it does mean that at the minute, our sort of mix in our ears is a little bit muddy and a little bit messy. I know, I don't like it either. And so we sort of end up being like, right, what can we do with it, and let's make the best of it. And then when we're on stage, it's like, if I lose it, I can hear the cymbals because they're right behind me.
Yeah.
So I'm that way anyway.
Yeah, you've always got the fallback that you can hear the drums, and hopefully you can hear some vocals so you know whereabouts you are.
Yeah, because I think we all started playing without in-ears. So we know how to play in that way. It's not like we've played on click and need to.
I'm just going to show you this little devil who's trying to interrupt. She's a deaf band, so she's not used to not having attention, basically.
Oh well, yeah, I think still on the TikTok stuff. I think it was on when Mirror Glass came out. You were posting on your personal TikTok like the meaning behind the lyrics. Like that seemed to really sort of connect on an emotional level as well. Like all of a sudden, it's not just a song by a band. It's like got a deep story behind it.
Yeah, for sure. Like I was really keen. Go away. I was really keen on because I do a lot of the songwriting for the band, so I'm keen on. Should we just pop her in the grave?
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. She's chosen this exact point to be a little demon, which is I think she's going in her bed now.
Okay.
But yeah, like I'm really keen on sort of having a story behind the writing. I did like a songwriting degree, so did a lot of songwriting basically.
Yeah.
So it's nice to be able to like sit down and do those videos and like explain what everything's written about and how it all sort of links together. Because I try and include like a lot of the lyrics connecting to the music, basically.
Yeah. No, it was really cool when I was seeing it because I think it might have even been before the song came out, and I'm sort of like, I want to hear the song now because I sort of see the meaning behind it before I've even heard it, which was just a really cool thing, and like it's such a emotional subject as well that it sort of connect to it straight away.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And before we move on to your new single, one more thing I've seen is tell me about the capybara monster tattoo.
Yeah, Tom's first tattoo.
Yeah.
His
Um,
first one as well.
And
yeah,
his last, according to him, because it was so painful.
yeah. I think the rest of us have some tattoos, so he deserved a forfeit to
Yeah.
end up with that. I think he's wanted one for a while. We've always talked about going to get some together, so we just needed that little push in the
Yeah.
in the direction to getting it. And it's a plea for a sponsor, because we're getting through a lot of Monster on tour.
White monster,
Amazing.
particularly.
Yeah, the White Monster in particular is very much
We
ours.
we did have last week's episode. Do you know Amoya?
We do, yeah, we know them.
Yeah, yeah. We were chatting about Monster on that and finding the top 5 monsters.
Yeah,
But
yes,
yeah, I think that they should start sponsoring more bands because like it's keeping the music industry going.
yeah. I mean,
I'm
because
surprised that. Where was it? Was it Slam Dunk this year that they?
yeah, Slam Dunk were giving out free Monster if you just went up and asked for some. So we were just like
Amazing.
rucksacks with it, and we're just like drinking our way through it for the rest of the day. I think, and it's like I associate it with Warped Tour, where
Yeah,
they have like the water cans of Monster for bands
I was
to
gonna say, what didn't all the people on stage actually have water in there?
yeah, and then like Liquid Death came and stole the idea, I suppose.
Yeah.
If they want one, well,
Yeah, we were. I don't know if any ended up in TikToks, but we were doing a few Liquid Death videos at one point, where we were trying to hold it up to the camera.
Yeah.
Yeah, a few from trees, isn't there? I think there's one of
Yeah,
Jeff like drinking it with logo
yeah.
facing
I
outwards.
mean, we've said how expensive it is to get gear and stuff, so we're just trying to recoup anything we can.
Yeah, anything you can get cheap, like or free,
Oh,
just
absolutely.
helps everything.
Yeah, like, I don't even have to like it. If it's free, I'm like, wow, the secret ingredient free.
Hell yeah. Well, obviously, the reason you are here today, you've just released your new single, Red Lights. Amazing. How's the response been so far?
I think good actually, yeah. Like we were quite happy with it. Like we thought it was a strong song, so but we still weren't sure what to expect because obviously we haven't released since January.
Mm.
So yeah.
Yeah, it's always a nerve-wracking time, and you'll always compare it to the release before, and you
Yeah.
think release before was really successful. You're like, well, I want my last release to be a successful one. So if I release this one, it's not my last release wasn't. I think as a band, you're constantly weighing that up. So you're like, right, it has to be better than the last one. It has to be better than the last one. But then that last one, you put everything into, and like the campaign is a fully worked out sort of beast to try and tackle each time. So you're like, right, how can we level it up? What do we need to do this time? So it's going into that, and you're like, you do as much as you can to prepare. Sometimes it was like, we're like, okay, we're getting the mix back this day. It needs to be uploaded like the day after, and then it'll be published as soon as possible. And you're like, we've had so long to get ready. Why are we not ready for it?
I know what you mean. You sort of you record it like a year before, and then you're like, oh, we don't have to worry about that until we've got the mixes and the masters, and then all of a sudden it's like, okay, yeah, no, we needed to record a video yesterday. We needed to like do all the artwork 2 days ago.
Yeah, I think like most of us are working pretty much full times as well. So it's like the weeks just fly by, and then next minute it's like, oh no, we've got this weekend to work everything out.
I think it was on the Flying Kick tour. We were driving from like town to town, and then while on the road, we'd be like, right, we just need to email this person to get this bit of content back so that we can do this, like upload the video and things. You're just like, wow, like in my mind, I'm like looking ahead. I'm like, well, we'll be on tour then, so we'll have all this time to sort it out. But then you get there, and it's the most hectic schedule you've ever seen. Getting to the tail end of it, and you're like, we haven't actually done anything productive so far. So.
Yeah, part of the magic of being in a band is not having enough time to do anything. Obviously, it's another huge song, like explosive choruses, gripping throughout. Obviously, you mentioned the lyrics. Obviously, they got the sort of emotional connection. What's the story behind Red Lights?
I think it was the way we've sort of been promoting it as well. Was it was basically like not seeing the red flags in people and the consequences of that. I think it's really nice because we've got a really good community on Discord, so they're always immediately like trying to dissect the lyrics, and usually I leave a bit of time to like to the imagination because it's so interesting to see what people get from it and like how it can relate to them as well. Um, but yeah, that's pretty much what it's about. So red lights, basically just red flags.
Nice. Yeah, I suppose that must be really interesting seeing everyone's sort of take on it. Do you just wait for them to all come in and then just sit and go through and just like, yeah, okay, I can see that.
Yeah, it's quite fun, like seeing who gets like the closest guess and
I
things.
was gonna say, anyone hit it nail on the head?
Yeah, a few. They normally do, to be fair. Like they normally they're straight on it. So fair play to them.
Just need to get more wild with your writing. Just make it like hide it more.
Yeah, I'm like something really simple, but like it's all metaphors. So
Obviously, you said you released a song in January, so this is the second release of 2025. A couple of releases last year as well. Are we sort of expecting an EP or an album or something in the near future?
yeah, so we will have an EP coming out. We've got another song which is well technically this month now. So
Okay.
yeah, they'll be trickling out slowly. But we're very excited for this one. I think it's a nice lot of songs. They're all a bit different, so but still very us, hopefully.
Good.
Um,
Yeah, I mean everything I've heard so far is sounded like very very good. So I assume is the EP going to be linked into the tour then?
yes, yeah. It will be. It should be out before tour, shouldn't it? So
Should be, but
Could be.
so
Depends if you send it off on the right day or not.
Yeah, it was reassuring because we saw recently, I think it was as December Fools, like shipped to like an order of vinyls to their house instead of to distributors because they also sort of run everything internally. So it's
Yeah,
like it's not just us like doing it ourselves, feeling the pressure. Like
yeah.
bands we look up to as well are sort of like fighting these battles as well. So it's like
yeah, it's the struggle of it's that struggle of being sort of independent, and when you're labelless, you're doing all of it, aren't you? Like you're social media manager, like marketer, so wearing
You
all
take all the responsibility and all the risk.
yeah, and all forget all of the things.
Yeah. It is always funny seeing it's mainly t-shirts. They seem to take up so much room, and you'll see a band has just got like 20 boxes of t-shirts sat in the living room, and it's like, someone buy t-shirts, I've got no room in my house.
Yeah, I think we were arguing who was storing them for a bit. I think Tom hasn't one extra room to us, so
yeah,
he got the bulk at the moment.
yeah,
But
yeah,
if we upgrade,
That's known as the merch room.
yeah,
yeah.
probably
Basically,
is.
yeah. His poor partner has to deal with it and all the gear that he brings home as well. So
Yeah.
Amazing. Okay, let's we got some quick fun questions for you now. So first up, give me your best tour story.
Oh, that's such a hard one.
yeah, okay.
Yeah, but it gets some great answers, so I keep telling it.
I mean, I think for you, it's got to be finishing your degree on the road, right?
Oh yeah, I did. I had to finish my degree on the road. I said, I think it was 1 or 2 weeks, which were my last lot of uni work, and I was like, we're not doing anything here. I was like, maybe if the odd show, like I could maybe make that work, but I need to lock in and
Concentrate.
get everything submitted on time. And then I think a month or so before then, it was probably a bit longer, we got an email saying, would you like to do the Grey Days tour? And Jeff was like, we have to do the Grey Days tour. Like, it's Chester Bennington's first band. Like, we have to do it. And I was like, we can't do it. Like, I need to like, this is 4 years of my life that I need to finish.
Yeah.
And then I think Simon was the tour manager for them at the time, and he was brilliant. He was really keen to get us on the shows. And he said, like, I've emailed one more venue, like we're getting it locked in for the whole tour. And before we replied, he emailed back saying, like, it's all sorted, like it's locked in, just say yes and like we'll do it. And I was like, oh, okay, like fine, we'll do it, like we'll do the tour. So one of the mornings we were in a travel lodge, and I was like submitting every essay. But I still got my degree. I still managed to get a first, so it was all okay.
Worth it.
Still happy. Yeah.
That's good that it was just like coursework rather than having an exam or something, because that would have definitely made it a bit trickier.
Yeah, I don't know how I would have managed that. And to be honest, like I spoke to our course leader at the time, and I was like, "Look, I've got this tour. I don't know what to do." And he was like, "You're doing a music degree. Like you have to go and do the music. It's what you're
Yeah.
studying for." So I was like, "Okay, you've
I
sold
was
me."
going to say they probably give you a bit of breathing space considering that's what you're aiming to do anyway.
Yeah, like the tour definitely went ahead, like because of him saying so. So I'm pretty grateful to him as well.
Good. Okay, what was the first song you released as a band?
Oh, was it the latter?
It wouldn't have been me at the time.
Yeah, you went there. I think it was a song called The Latter, which is still on Spotify.
Was
And
it was indeed.
it's interesting because that is how Nels Hilton found us, who
Oh, really?
yeah, he's doing Radio X now. He was on Radio 1 as well.
Yeah.
So we did a TikTok with The Latter, and we were considering getting rid of that whole EP. And we did a TikTok, and it only got about 300 views, but that's how Nels found it.
Standard.
So we're always like, don't worry if you don't get many views on TikTok. Like you still got to do it because you don't know who's looking. So that was really great for us.
Good. What is your highest streamed song on Spotify? This one's probably easy.
It's got to be Dead to Me, right?
Yeah. Next up, what are your top 5 Spotify listening locations by city?
Ooh.
Oh,
I wouldn't. I mean,
see,
it's got to be.
It changed briefly, didn't it? Because we had a TikTok.
They do change quite frequently.
Do you think London's the top?
Got to be London.
And London's number 1.
Okay.
I think then somewhere maybe going north. Then
Do you think? Oh, this is really hard.
top 5.
Top 5.
Get any of the top 5? Do we have to get them in order?
No, you can just
Right. Got
say 'em.
Glasgow in there.
Do you think?
Glasgow's number 5.
Okay.
Oh,
God, we're not doing
should
it.
we throw Leeds in there? Can we throw Leeds in there?
You can. You'd be wrong.
Oh, no.
We just put it in there then.
Yeah,
Manchester, yeah, that's number 2.
Oh, okay,
oh,
big up Manchester.
yeah.
Sorry, we didn't come to you on tour.
I'm gonna go with Birmingham.
Yeah.
That's number 3.
Oh,
Okay.
So,
So we're missing 4.
yeah, number 4.
Give us a clue. Where are we heading from there?
Not in the UK.
Ooh,
is it Germany?
It's got to be.
Not in Europe.
Oh, is it US?
Not in the US.
Wait, where? Are we popping off in Australia?
Yeah.
Sydney or
Sydney, yeah. That's
Wow.
number 4.
So random.
That's a journey if we go over there. But
There you go.
That's
Do you think you can add that onto the tour run at the end of the year?
we'd love to go.
Yeah.
We'll just go anyway.
Up to Sydney.
Probably the day off in the shows,
Yeah, just one.
Yeah. Okay, give me 3 underground bands that people have to check out.
Oh.
They probably got shouted out anyway, but we got shouted Moira out if you spoke to them last week.
Yeah.
Maya Lakani, she's like got some really great songs. I think she's just played Latitude Festival.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, she seems really cool. Like we were listening to her music the other day.
Yeah.
You
got any more on your sleeve?
Oh, we'll have to say like our pals in Hidden Palace, like they're really cool. They haven't done much for a while, but yeah, we'll have to give them a shout out because we love them.
I definitely know the name Hidden Palace. Are they German? Or am I thinking of someone else?
They're local to us. So they did we did a festival, like a local festival. They were playing earlier on in the day, so we got to sort of share the stage with them again. And it's like one of the bands, like one of the first shows I think I would have done in the band was like with them, locally and stuff. So
yeah, they're really cool. Like kind of like sparkly, like American football kind of vibes.
Yeah, I definitely recognise the name. I hear lots of band names, but I definitely recognise them. I think I might be thinking of Future Palace. I think they might be German or Australian. I don't
know. They're a German band.
Yeah.
Charlie did a song with them as well.
Yeah.
Yes, that's probably how I find them, to be honest. Okay, and next up, who in the band has the highest spin count?
The total? Or
or highest on like the top for one show.
I feel like you want to say Jeff just for the
Yeah.
probably Tom. I feel like it's Tom.
It's Tom. Tom's the
The
Tasmanian devil. Like,
Spin
I was
King.
just spinning on the spot.
Not the Spin King, the Spin King.
Yeah.
That's quite hard to say.
You are catching up though, I think.
Yeah.
I've seen a few of them and you're not far off.
I've been on stage before, like midway through a performance, like feeling like, oh, okay, I'll catch my breath for a second. I go, no, there's probably a 360 camera tucked away in the corner. I need to keep moving. So then it motivates me through the set a little bit more. So
Love
Yeah.
it.
I'm more a side to side person now, so I don't
Yeah.
really get to.
yeah, it was Radar was great for that because the stage we played had essentially a catwalk across the front. So then,
Amazing.
yeah, Georgia got to spend like a lot of her set on that, and then it gave Tom and me a bit more range to spin without
Yeah.
fear of a headstock colliding
Yeah.
catastrophic with Georgia, which we've come scarily close to a few times, but thankfully no injuries
Touch
so
wood.
far.
That was going to be my next question. Have there been any spin related injuries? So just
I mean, yes.
Oh, there was on tour actually. Tom like smacked his headstock into my hand, and it just like made it bleed a bit. But
Yeah,
That's-
there was an era that we went through where every show one of us would fall over. So Tom did it where as he span, his ankle just went at a 90-degree angle, and then next thing we knew, he was like flat on his back, falling and stuff. I think I fell through my amp, and at the time I was using a really temperamental wireless system, which turned off, and if it turned off, it would never turn back on. So then I had to like rip the cable out and plug it in. So having just fallen through my amp, I then had to mess around with my gear because of my own stupidity. So that was a humbling moment and motivated an upgrade in the equipment. Yeah.
Well, definitely practice makes perfect though. Like now you don't fall over as much.
No, and like I got a couple of like sort of like scrapes and stuff, but no big injuries. I think Jev gets the worst because he'll catch himself or hit something.
Tom's like hit his fingers on strings before and he's been like, look at my guitar, it's got blood all over it.
Yeah. Tom's partner is constantly asking us to make sure he has picks. Otherwise, he will just hit the strings with his fingers, and like he'll just come off stage and go, "Oh, I'm bleeding." That's what happened. So yeah, it's none. Thankfully, none of the injuries are like catastrophic. But
the worst was Burn It Down though.
Yeah. I was going to say
stage,
no, because none of them are bad, but they're all just made by our stupidity. Because Tom was just walking off the stage carrying the gear, and he was like, faster than walking to the stairs is if I just step off the stage, and it was quite a high stage. It was
Burn It Down main stage because it was the first.
So the main stage boundary, and he just steps off and just lands really heavily, and just his knee just gives way underneath him. So then we come back to find him. He's like, "You're going to have to like load the rest of the gear off because the next band was wanting to go on."
Yeah.
And he just gets taken to like the medical center by two security who spend the whole time just like taking the mickey out of him, just like going in on him for being so stupid.
Yeah.
So he came back, like his knee was thankfully fine, but with a slightly bruised ego. But we then made him walk the mile back from the venue to our hotel with him along. So,
oh yeah.
We could have done.
Oh yeah, don't jump off stages like that, especially with gear. Like that's just a bad idea. So what else have you guys got lined up for the rest of the year? Obviously, you're on tour. Is that October?
November
20th to 22nd.
Yeah.
So we're doing
November.
Leeds, Birmingham, and then London to round it off. We've got
a date in Sydney as well, just on the end.
Yeah.
Just added.
Yeah. I don't know how we're going to do it, but we're going to make it work because I want to Sydney now. Yeah, we got a couple of shows sort of dotted around that, and a few sort of things that are spilling into 2026 now, which is crazy because like I feel like 2025 just started, so to be booking stuff here is a bit concerning.
Yeah, so January festival we're really excited about that one.
Is that the Cardiff one?
Yeah.
Oh, yes, that's going to be really good. That's an insane lineup.
Yeah, really love Cardiff. Like we would have loved to have Cardiff as a stop on the tour as well if we could have. So great to be back there playing the Tramshed with like a crazy good lineup. So that'll be a really good thing, so.
Really good venue as well, Tramshed.
Yeah, looking forward to that one as well.
Yeah, I think that's it at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah. quieter at the minute, but getting some songs out, and then we'll probably be gigging like crazy next year. Some stuff that we can't talk about yet for them as well. So I know that it's the worst thing ever to tease on like. If ever I'm listening, I'm like, yeah, like, tell me what it is.
It could be worse. I have had people spill things. I think I had Calvin Louise a couple of years ago spill that they were playing Thousand Trees about 2 weeks before it was announced. So,
yeah,
exclusive.
Yeah.
I think we gave like an exclusive Red Lights play without meaning to, because we put it on like an uploader with like the release. They were like, we're going to play it this week, and we're like, okay, fine.
Yeah. That's the problem you find with especially smaller radio things. They just don't care. So like if you send it, they're like, okay, that's good, I can play it. They don't bother reading any of the like disclaimers or anything. But hey, at least people listen to it.
Yeah. It was good. No, I think it worked well. I should have just pretended we meant for that all to happen.
Yeah, I think we told the Discord it. We were like, yeah, exclusive first listen. Woo.
Yeah. Plug it. Well, guys, thanks so much for coming on the show. Before we go, where can people find you on the socials and all that?
So we're on Instagram. We are on Facebook still.
We're on, yeah, all of them.
Everyone's on Facebook, but no one actually interacts with anything.
No. Yeah, we probably still have a Twitter, but we probably don't use that. But it will be at High Regard Pop for all of them. From Instagram and places. You've got the link tree. You can get anywhere else you need to be from there.
Perfect. Well, again, thanks so much for your time. Looking forward to see you in Cardiff on is it January 30th or no, this February 1st, I think. I don't know. I think it's both days, isn't it? But
yeah, I think it's the weekend rolling over. I think we Saturday, aren't we?
Yeah.
So it'll be the 30th. We'll see you on.
But well, yeah, hopefully see you there. Well, yeah, thanks very much, guys.
Thank you.
Cheers. That was episode 16 of the Alt Show podcast. Thanks to Georgia and Matt for coming on to chat. I've been wanting to chat to High Regard for a couple of years now, but it just hasn't lined up, so pleased to finally get them on for an interview. Make sure you follow them on the socials at High Regard Pop, and if you're in Leeds, Birmingham or London, then get down to the headline tour in November. Make sure you're hitting that like and subscribe wherever you're listening or watching, and follow me on the socials. It's at Alt Show Pod. This week's episode was brought to you by Luthier Watches. Big love to those guys. Absolutely loving this black LP watch. Follow them at Luthier_watch_co on Instagram, or visit their website at luthierwatches.co.uk. Big thanks as always to Paradise Fell for the music. You can follow them at paradise.fell. That's it from me. Thanks for listening. I'll catch you next time.